Here's your First Warn weather forecast first. Sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
Well, our temperatures have cooled off in a couple locations where we've had some rain and thunderstorms move through. Temperatures now in Rockford at 77, 79 in Freeport, still at 82 in Savannah, 80 in DeKalb, and 75 degrees right now in Rochelle. Speaking of those showers and thunderstorms, we've had quite a few of those develop over the last several hours, tied into an area of low pressure moving through Iowa, but also some heating of the day here as we've gone through this afternoon. While severe weather not expected, there have been a couple reports of some funnel clouds associated with some of the stronger cells, especially out over Stevenson County. That was earlier this afternoon. And while that threat is still in place, it will continue to go down along with our storm coverage as we get a little further into the sunset. Now, as we go through the night tonight, some areas of fog may be possible. We'll talk about some scattered storm chances for tomorrow and then a return of the heat, all coming up in the First Warn forecast a little later.
First responders rescue 3 kids from a local river. The warning from authorities about high water levels.
Plus, a new med flight base opens in the state line. How the site will help rescue crews get to emergencies faster.
And making young adults' wishes come true. The funding to help patients fighting cancer.
Live from WTVO 17. This is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening. I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Uppers. Thank you for choosing Eyewitness News at 5. A state line fire department rescued several boaters from a river.
Today, Cherry Valley Fire was called to the Kishwaukee River for a water rescue. The department says 3 young boaters were in a canoe when it capsized. They were able to get to an island and wait to be rescued. No one was injured.
Right now, the Kishwaukee River is at its higher levels with all the rain we've had lately, so the water is moving a little bit faster. We would ask everyone that uses the Kishwaukee River for recreational purposes to consider that before they get in the water.
Cherry Valley Fire adds it's a good idea for anyone out on the water to have a life jacket and a way to call for help.
The man police say is responsible for shooting 3 first responders in Ogle County pleaded not guilty today. Jonathan Guneras faces 12 charges, including 4 counts of attempted murder. Those charges come from a shootout in Ogle County at Guneras' home in June. You're looking at body cam footage of that shooting. Reports say police were called after Guneras made threats to his family and himself. After failed negotiations, officers entered his home and say Guneras opened fire. He was armed with multiple guns and body armor. He's due back in court on July 22nd. Tonight, we know the fire at that Janesville apartment complex was accidental. Monday, Janesville Fire was called to East Racine Street for reports of that fire. Crews quickly worked to extinguish the blaze and keep people safe. The cause of the fire has also been identified, but because of insurance companies and liabilities, it cannot be revealed at this time. One firefighter has returned to work after being injured in the blaze. State line rescue crews have a new way to respond to emergencies.
Eyewitness News reporter Blake Dietz went to the opening of a new med flight base in Janesville. And Blake, this will really help first responders.
Yeah, it certainly will, Mimi. Wendell, UW officials tell me this new med flight base will bring potentially life-saving care from Sterling all the way to Madison, and all in under an hour. Med flight helicopters can now reach Rockford in 10 minutes. That's 20 minutes quicker than flying from its base in Madison. Dr. Andrew Cathers of UW says those minutes are critical for someone experiencing a medical emergency. But what might be the most valuable resource is the site's pediatric neonatal care team, which Dr. Cathers says is the first of its kind in the area.
This is actually the first one in the state of Wisconsin that's ever been based outside of a hospital. So an absolute game changer for care of neonatal and pediatric patients, and it's really going to let us serve this southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Rockford region much, much better.
And Dr. Cathers adds they receive over 2,000 transport requests a year, making quicker service to the state line area an even bigger difference maker. I'll have more on the impact in the full story coming up at 6. Mimi.
All right, thanks, Blake. A new state health care measure is signed into law. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the Health Care Protection Act in Chicago. At its core, the legislation is designed to protect patients by banning step therapy or the practice of insurers mandating certain treatments be tried first before moving on to the next treatment. It will also end prior authorization for crisis mental health care and end what the governor calls unchecked rate increases for large insurance companies.
This new bill is about holding insurers accountable and empowering patients and their doctors and nurses to make key decisions based on medical need and not what is profitable.
The HPA was conceived, written, and passed with the goal of empowering the two most important stakeholders in the medical system, our patients and their doctors. This bill is fundamentally about putting medical decisions back in their hands.
Though the bill had some opposition, it passed both chambers with bipartisan support.
Metra will test a pilot program during the Democratic National Convention. It will offer hourly service between O'Hare Airport and Union Station. The head of Metra says the commuter rail service will offer that service for 10 days, coinciding with the DNC. If the program proves to be successful and popular, Metra may work to extend the schedule on the North Central service line. More than 12,000 people have signed up for volunteering for the upcoming Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Organizers say most applications came from Illinois residents, including every zip code in Chicago. The host committee says neighborhood ambassadors have been pounding the pavement since January to sign up people. Volunteers will help with tasks at the DNC like greeting guests, giving directions, helping with check-in, and more. Applications to volunteer will stay open until all shifts are filled.
A local healthcare volunteer gives back to patients in need. Karn Mishudan helps plant and maintain a garden at OSF's Cancer Center. The flowers and herbs can be taken home by patients. Gardeners say out of the dozen herb species planted there, basil is the most popular. The theme of the garden is hope and healing.
Most patients and staff do appreciate what we put in. And once in a while when I work on a container and do some pruning, a lot of people, I can get a smile on their face and say, it look nice, and I say thank you. That's pretty rewarding for the volunteer, that it gets impact to people, give them a little ray of hope, and they enjoy it. Once you walk into that door, there's a lot of mixed energy in there, positive and negative, so we want to create more positive energy.
Volunteers will work on the garden until the season ends in November.
Thousands of dollars are heading to a local nonprofit to continue its mission of spreading joy. The Community Foundation of Northern Illinois presented a check to Nick's Wish at UW Health's Carbone Cancer Center. The grant is worth more than $8,500. It will help fulfill the wishes of two young adults fighting cancer. The founder of Nick's Wish says with requests for wishes on the rise, it needs all the help they can get.
So this really helps us to be able to approve a wish, fund a wish, grant a wish. Right now we have 24 wishes in waiting for funding. So again, for us to be able to do this, it takes a lot of fundraising. It takes grants and from foundations like the community grant that we just got. It just really helps us out to clear those wishes and deliver that very important news that your wish is granted.
This is the third year that Nick's Wish has received this grant.
Well, some parts of the state line are getting in on some rain.
Up next, our weather team is live at Rivet Stadium with how showers could impact the game.
And coming up at 6, teaching students how to work with their hands. The local program building beds for kids in need.
And if you are heading out here later this evening, or at least within the next few hours, just keep a watchful eye to the radar. We've had some scattered showers and some thunderstorms develop over the last several hours. Find out how long those are expected to stick around and when we could see them return. Coming up in the first warn forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Welcome back. It's been a warm day across much of the state line.
And some spots have even seen some showers. Jordan Wolf is out at Rivet Stadium ahead of tonight's game. Jordan, could storms delay the ball game?
Well, guys, it has been dry, at least so far, but that's not been the case across many of our areas. As Candace mentioned just a few minutes ago, we had a couple of isolated thunderstorms that really have been developing off to the south and southwestern portions of the viewing area, especially south and west of Rockford. However, I'm already seeing, even behind our camera, a few very towering cumulonimbus clouds that have been developing off to the southwest of our direction, and a couple of those have drifted at least a little bit closer to our area. So we are monitoring the potential for a couple of isolated storms to move their way in as we head closer to first pitch. The good news is, though, that they are not going to be lasting long. Our Rivets planner shows that pretty well. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s as we head toward first pitch, but a couple of those isolated storms do start to fade as we get closer and closer to sunset tonight, as we lose out on a lot of that daytime heating, giving us then mostly to partly cloudy skies as we head toward the later part of the day and even heading toward the seventh inning stretch. So we will continue to monitor, but at least watching the potential for a few of those isolated showers to move a bit closer to the area in the next couple of hours.
All right, thanks, Jordan.
So we know about the game. How about the chance for showers for us? It should stick with us over the next couple of days.
After the break, Candace breaks down our storm chances and when the 90s return to the region.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
The cloud cover we had from earlier this morning was quick to move out, leaving us with plenty of sunshine, but you've noticed the clouds building up, and over the last several hours we've had some showers and some thunderstorms develop as an area of low pressure out in Iowa continues to gradually slide to the east and southeast. Now, along with that, we've also had quite a bit of heating with our daytime and temperatures warming into the upper 80s, which has allowed a lot of these scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop. And just over the last couple of hours, we've actually had some of these storms grow a little more in strength, with some 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts possible, especially with some of the stronger cores, along with some pea-sized hail. Now, there also have been some reports of some funnel clouds, specifically north of Freeport out around Orangeville. This was a couple hours ago with the storm that formed there across northern sections of Stevenson County. But a couple of things I want to point out here on our radar. We've got a lot of outflow boundaries from these thunderstorms, so there's not a lot of wind shear. In fact, there really isn't any wind shear. We have the instability with the heating. So these storms are going up, they're forming, they're collapsing on themselves, which is where we get some of those gustier winds, and then these outflow boundaries. Now, where we see these outflow boundaries come through, you're getting some additional thunderstorms firing up along them. But those outflow boundaries may also act as little convergence zones to get some of these stronger thunderstorms to kind of spin just a little bit, and that's where those reports of some funnel clouds have been coming in. Now, as we go through sunset, the overall coverage of these thunderstorms will continue to fade away, but you see some very heavy rainfall coming down as we've shifted our camera around to the south now in Rochelle, looking to our south, but you've got that cloud that's really growing, those thunderstorm clouds. We go a little further northeast of there for our Poplar Grove camera, looking to the north and northeast, and you can see some of those building clouds that Jordan was mentioning earlier developing as well. So what's going on here? Well, we've had the heating of the surface with the sun, so the sun heats the surrounding air mass. That air rises, it comes to a point where it condenses. You've got the cumulus clouds that grow, and then sometimes, like what we've had today, they develop into the thunderstorms. Now, as I mentioned, when we lose the sun, that instability goes away, but tomorrow that low pressure system that is currently in Iowa passes to the south, so that moving overhead could allow some of these boundaries to form again, and with some of the scattered thunderstorms we see going into not only tonight but also tomorrow could produce some funnels. And that low pressure system right now, when we look at our water vapor imagery, you can pick out that counterclockwise spin. This is going to move through central and northern Illinois during the day tomorrow, before then shifting off to the east by the end of the week, and temperatures will be warming as a result. So as we look through future casts, we've got those scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of that activity may continue, especially down to the south of us with the arrival of that low into early tomorrow. But again, heating of the day, we've got those scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, biggest threat's going to be those heavy downpours, which is what we've had with some of the thunderstorms that have been producing some of the lightning and smaller hail here this afternoon, along with those heavy downpours. And then going into tomorrow evening, things will begin to fade away. High pressure builds in with the incoming high. However, on Friday, we could see some areas of fog early Friday morning. Now, Friday temperatures will warm into the mid 80s. We're upper 80s on Saturday. Notice, though, with that heat climbing, we've got chance for showers and thunderstorms for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And this is something we do have to keep an eye on. We've got a ring of fire pattern, guys, setting up, and we're right on the outer edge of that. And a lot of times with the outer edge of this ring of fire pattern, it leads to those thunderstorm chances. So we could see at least isolated chances or nighttime chances going into next week.
Thank you, Candace.
Scott's in next with sports. He says everything went right for the White Sox in the first game of their doubleheader today with the Twins.
And former Ice Hawks coach Steve Martinson has a new team to coach yet again.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
If the White Sox hang on to Garrett Crochet, their three most coveted players at the trade deadline will be Luis Robert Jr., Eric Fetty, and Michael Kopech. All three of those guys boosted their trade value today with big performances in the first game of a doubleheader against the Twins. Here's what Robert Jr. did. He unloaded against Bailey Ober for a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. Robert's 11th home run, and the White Sox led 3-0. Fetty pitched 5 shutout innings, and as for Kopech, he was at his very best. He closed out the 9th with an immaculate inning. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts, each one on only 3 pitches. The Sox defeated the Twins 3-1. Cubs are taking on the Orioles again tonight in Baltimore. A pair of all-star pitchers are on the hill, Shota Imanaga and Corbin Burns. Now, the Ice Hogs won't have to wait long to get a little payback against Grand Rapids. The Hogs open up their season against the Griffins at the BMO Saturday, August 12th. The Griffins bounced the Ice Hogs from the playoffs last season. A young forward Marcel has re-signed with the Ice Hogs. He gets a 1-year AHL contract. Marcel played in only 5 games for the Hogs last season after the Blackhawks took him in the 5th round of last year's draft. His ice time was limited by injuries. He also played 6 games with the Indy Fuel. Hey, Steve Martinson spent some time behind the microphone for the Ice Hogs last season as an analyst. He was one of 3 men who made up the Ice Hogs' initial class of inductees for the Ring of Honor. What a night that was. But Martinson was meant to coach, and that's what he'll be doing again this coming season. He was recently named the head coach of the Athens, Georgia Rock Lobsters. They'll play in the FPHL, the Federal Prospects Hockey League. It's an independent pro hockey league. This will be the Rock Lobsters' first season fielding a team. Caitlin Clark really has it going now for the WNBA's Indiana Fever. Check out the behind-the-back pass there off the fast break to Nalissa Smith. Clark scored 29 points. She dished out 13 assists. She also had 5 steals and 3 block shots. The Fever, though, lost to the Washington Mystics 89-94. Chicago Sky rookie Angel Reese extended her double-double streak to 14 straight games today. She just made it when she knocked down a couple free throws with 6 seconds to play. That gave her 11 points to go with 13 rebounds. The Sky beat the Atlanta Dream 78-69. Well, kick back tomorrow night and enjoy the ESPYs. ESPN's annual awards show will be held, and they'll be recognizing athletes in all sports again. Serena Williams is this year's host, and we're going to have it right here on WTVO. It starts at 7 o'clock. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Well, scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to continue over the next several hours, and while our severe threat is pretty low here as we go through this evening, there will be some heavy downpours with the showers and thunderstorms that come through, along with some pea-sized hail. Now, as the sun does set tonight, that threat goes away, although there will still be a few scattered showers, especially to our south tonight. Temperatures will sit in the mid-60s, climbing up to 84 for tomorrow. Some afternoon thunderstorm activity possible again, and then we'll dry things out for Friday, keeping the active weather next week.
Thanks, Candace.
We hope to see you again at 6.